Not-Netflix Natter, Episode 6. I'm Jan. I'm a children's author, consultant, and a grandmother, a Nonna. And this is my Not-Netflix Natter, a wee conversation about what our families are watching and why it matters. Now, in the last few episodes, I've talked about quiet stories, interesting stories, about Doctor Who, and about why children's adventure still works when we let the stories lead. Now today, I want to talk about something closely related. What screens can relearn from books? Because when adaptations work, they work beautifully. Some of the most successful children's television in recent years has come from the pen of Julia Donaldson. Stories like The Gruffalo, The Gruffalo's Child, Broom on the Broom, Stickman, The Highway Rat, Zog, The Snail and the Whale, Zog and the Flying Doctors, Superworm, The Smeds and the Smooths, Tabby McTat, Tiddler and the Scarecrow's Wedding have been shared and they've become family favourites. I know this because our grandchildren return to the books and to the shows again and again. And that matters because children don't rewatch stories out of politeness. They rewatch what feels safe, satisfying and meaningful. First, they respect pace. They don't rush. They allow pauses, repetition and rhythm, just like the books do. Second, they preserve feeling without explaining it. Characters are allowed to be uncertain, brave, foolish, or even without stopping to announce what the lesson is. Children can work it out for themselves. Third, they honour structure. Each story feels complete. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end. Children aren't left dangling in endless arcs designed to push them into the next episode. And finally, they're designed to be returned to. Just like the books, these programs assume children will come back. And that meaning will deepen with the familiarity. Now, many screen adaptations struggle not because the original works were weak, but because the book's logic gets lost. Emotion is over-signposted. Messages are explained too early. Pacing speeds up to avoid imagined boredom. In books, children linger. On screens, adults often assume they won't. The result is content that is watched once and forgotten rather than returned to and lived with. Now this matters because children are not passive consumers. They are active meaning makers. They don't need emotion labelled. They don't need every message clarified. What they need is stories that trust them. Books understand this instinctively, and when screens borrow that trust, they work better too. So, what can screens relearn from books? This isn't about turning television into books. It's about remembering what books do well. Screens could allow silence and rhythm. Let stories finish properly. Design them for rewatching and not constant novelty. And trust children with emotional complexity. Now when this happens, screens stop competing with books and start walking and working alongside of them. So in summary, children haven't fallen out of love with stories. They've fallen out of love with stories that don't trust them. And children don't need louder stories, they need interesting ones. So, Which book adaptation has stayed with you and your family? And why do you think it worked? Now, if you found this interesting, please feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. It's been great chatting with you.